Yeah, this Cassidy. Shout out Mikey T, the movie star. We on Report Card Radio. Stay tuned in. You already know how he give it up, man. He been doing this thing for years. Show him the respect he deserves. Easy.
All right, so Cass, I want you to take me back, man. Like you said, your parents, they were both involved with music. They had you, the music child. How did your life change when you actually landed your first record deal with Full Surface?
You said how did my life change?
Yeah.
You said it. I had a deal with Full Surface, so it was slightly different because I was signed to Rough Riders before that, and I was in a 3-man group, Larceny Family. So, I was already around Swizz and familiar with him, and already around like the same people that I was around when I was with Full Surface. So it wasn't that much of an adjustment, but it was different. I was a solo artist. I was focused on my own career. I wasn't in the group no more, and I got my own artist deal with G Records. So when I was with Rough Riders, I just was signed to a production company and just making music, trying to figure out how I was going to get a budget and get out. But when I was with Full Surface was my production company, but I went and got an artist deal with G Records. So I was signed to Clive Davis, which gave me budgets and radio budgets, gave me the opportunity to be able to record and put out music. So that was the difference. I was excited because I was in the studio working on music that was going to be released, opposed to just working and hoping that you could get a situation. It was a lot different.
Could you tell me about first meeting Swizz Beatz?
I can't even remember the actual first time I met him, but I was signed to Rough Riders, so I met his uncles and his father first. His father was my manager that brought me to Rough Riders and to Swizz, TD the negotiator. So I knew his father first, and not too long after that, I met Swizz. I used to see him around a lot, but in the beginning, it's not like we was that cool, or we was like, you know what I mean, how you might have seen us later on. I was new, so he was just getting familiar with me, and he had a lot of things going on. But after seeing how I carry it, how I was bodying niggas all the time, just hearing stories about how I give it up, and coming around and seeing me give it up is what made him want to sign me, and realize that if he was going to be able to get a production company, he needed an artist. And at that point in time, I was changing the game. It's like everything that other artists was doing wasn't flying at that time. It's like bars was like the center of attention, and I was punching and going so crazy at that time that Swizz knew it only made sense to me at that time.
I want to go over your albums. First comes Split Personality, which was an album split into 3 parts, of which we ultimately got to see the 3 different parts of you: The Problem, The Hustler, and B. Reese.
Yeah. And I did that to let people know that a lot of artists normally got one style. Like most of the songs that you hear them on, they gonna rap about the same things, use the same tone of voice, same flows, and most of the time go in the same direction. But I knew that wasn't me. I knew sometimes I was gonna go hard, come with bars, battle rap style. I knew sometimes I was going school dudes and give dudes Jews and nothing but information. I knew sometimes I was going to talk to the ladies, and you know what I mean? Because I'm a ladies' man, and I know what type of nigga I was, so I knew that was going to be a part of me. I just knew everything that I go through in life, I was going to be able to rap about because I really could rap. And I know it wasn't going to be in one direction, so that's why I called the first album Split Personality. So when I start going in all of these different directions, they'll understand. But it still was kind of hard to understand in the beginning. Like my first 2 singles was Hotel and Get No Better, which were songs for the females. But everybody knew me for being a DVD, battle rap again, busy, all of these bars. So they was kind of confused. But that's the reason why I called the album Split Personality, to let them know that in my career, I'm going to be doing things like that, like songs like Hotel, but also I'm going to do songs like I'm a Hustler. I'm also going to do songs like Get No Better. Songs that's nothing alike. The flows is not the same. I'm not rhyming the same. The beat per minute is not the same. Nothing ain't the same, but it's still going to be the same cast. So that's the direction I was in early on.
Cass, can you tell me about working with Snoop Dogg on your debut album?
You know, Snoop a legend, man. Snoop sold all them records, did his thing. I was always a fan, so Snoop was already super platinum and super big at the time when he worked with me. So it was a pleasure to be able to work with an artist on that level at that time. You know what I mean? That was my first album, so to be able to put a dude like that on it and he respect me enough to want to jump on it. I actually went out to LA, the Snoop studio, got a chance to go out there and vibe with him, smoke with him, chill with him. Seen him a few more times, like he was at a few video shoots for Rough Riders and I was there, so I got to build a relationship with a legend, so it was a beautiful look.
That's what's up, Cass. I appreciate you dipping into that a little bit more, man. I thought that was crazy when I saw Snoop, on your debut album. That was dope.
Yeah, Snoop always respect bars. I mean, even though a lot of his songs is just heavy flow, play, and style and swag and all that, you know what I mean? He definitely can get busy and spit bars, and he respect bars. So ever since he first heard me, you know what I mean, he appreciated my style and showed that by jumping on the record for me. So, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't hate. You know what I mean? A lot of people will show love and help you to get in position. So, got nothing but respect for the ball.
So, Cass, if we're breaking it down, like when you jumped into the studio with Snoop, how much weed was in the studio that day?
Oh man, there's always a lot of loud around when Snoop around and when I'm around. Anybody could tell you like, I'm one of the top smokers around. Like, Snoop is known for smoking, but so am I, man. I always burn it down. So when we around each other, it's crazy. Just like when I get around Redman, it's crazy. When I get around Kiss, Styles is crazy. It's like, you know what I mean? It's some smokers in the industry, and when I get around them as much as I smoke, and when they smoke a lot too, it get crazy.
So, Cass, your second album, I'm a Hustler, followed. What do you most remember about that album?
I remember being locked up when it dropped. So I wasn't able to promote it, get it off the ground like how I wanted to. I'm a Hustler was actually the first platinum ringtone. Everybody had it on their phone. The song was crazy. It was blowing up. It was super successful. But I wasn't able to tour it. I wasn't able to promote it. They had a whole promo run up set up for me that was going to be crazy, and I wasn't able to do it and go on it. I wasn't really able to reap the benefits of the song, even though it was huge at that time because I was in jail.
Yeah, Cash, you had a couple big songs right then. B-Boy Stance was major as well, so I can see what you're saying about not being able to reap the benefits. How was the whole jail experience for a guy like you having 1 million sales on a ringtone, but you have to be in jail?
Yeah, that was hard to deal with, man. And you even know, like, all of the things that's going on nowadays, dudes might not even have to have a platinum ringtone, gold plaques, and traveling the world and all of the girls that they want and just living their life. They don't gotta have all of that, and they can still tell on people and fold and do things that they're not supposed to. So for me to be in that position, living my dream out at the time, in the position that I'm supposed to be in, and then all of that get taken away. You know what I mean? For a mistake that I wasn't even responsible for making. It was definitely hard to deal with, but sometimes those type of things come with life, man.
So, Cass, on a more positive note, you eventually had the chance to work with Nas. How was that?
Oh, that was a good look, man. Nas is always one of my favorites, man. Nas one of the GOATs. So to be in the studio, busted up with Nas, we actually was writing together, smoking together, vibing out, talking. It was a beautiful look, man. Like, you know what I mean? I got nothing but respect for Nas. Even Queens, like my wife is from Queens. I used to live in Queens, Astoria, at studio in Long Island City. So, I got nothing but respect for Nas, and you already know how much weight he holds as far as hip hop in the industry goes. So to be able to work with him, be in the studio with him, vibing out, like you said, him treating me like I'm his peer, but he put in so much work already, and I'm just getting started. So it felt good.
What type of game or inspiration did a guy like Nas offer you?
Sometimes, the sun, the actual sun, doesn't have to give you inspiration. It could just shine, and you able to tan from it, get energy from it. Is able to give the world all of the energy that it got for us to run, for us to be doing this interview right now, for me to have the lights in the room. It all come from the sun. So the sun don't really got to talk or teach. All it got to do is just rise and shine. So just me being around Nas with all the work he put in and all of the songs and the lyrics that I know from Nas was enough. He didn't really have to school me or teach me anything because I was already going in the right direction, and he pretty much seen that. But just being around them was confirmation that I was going in the right direction for myself. For me to be able to, be on the phone with you right now, talking after so much time passed since that session that I was in the studio with Nas. You know what I mean? That was the motivation I needed to keep going forward.